The title Son of Man is one of the most significant and frequently used designations that Jesus applied to himself. This phrase appears numerous times in the Gospels, and its meaning is deeply rooted in both the Old and New Testaments. Understanding why Jesus called himself the Son of Man requires an examination of its biblical context, theological significance, and its implications for his identity and mission. In the Old Testament, the term Son of Man is often used to refer to humanity in general. For instance, in Ezekiel, God frequently addresses the prophet as Son of Man, emphasizing his human nature and mortality. However, a distinct and profound use of this title appears in the book of Daniel. In Daniel 7 verses 13 to 14, the prophet describes a vision in which he sees one like a son of man coming with the clouds of heaven. This figure is presented before the Ancient of Days, God, and is given dominion, glory, and an everlasting kingdom that will never be destroyed. This passage is widely regarded as a messianic prophecy, foretelling the coming of a divine ruler who will establish God's eternal reign. When Jesus refers to himself as the Son of Man, he is directly identifying with this prophetic vision in Daniel. By doing so, he claims a unique role as both a representative of humanity and the divine Messiah who has been given authority by God. This title conveys both his humility and his exalted status. On the one hand, Jesus fully embraces his human nature, experiencing human suffering, weakness, and even death. On the other hand, he is the heavenly figure who possesses divine authority and will ultimately return in glory. Throughout his ministry, Jesus uses the title Son of Man in various contexts. He speaks of his authority to forgive sins, Mark 2 verse 10, his role as the Lord of the Sabbath, Mark 2 verse 28, his impending suffering and death, Mark 8 verse 31, and his future return in power and glory, Matthew 24 verse 30. These references illustrate the full scope of his mission: to serve, to suffer, to redeem, and to reign. The use of the Son of Man title also serves to distinguish Jesus' identity from the political and militaristic expectations of the Jewish people regarding the Messiah. Many Jews anticipated a conquering king who would liberate them from Roman rule. However, by emphasizing his role as the suffering servant and the divine judge, Jesus redefined messianic expectations. His mission was not to establish an earthly kingdom through force, but to bring salvation through his sacrificial death and resurrection. Furthermore, the imagery of the Son of Man coming with the clouds of heaven signifies his future return and final judgment. In Matthew 26 verse 64, Jesus declares to the high priest, "You will see the Son of Man sitting at the right hand of the Mighty One and coming on the clouds of heaven." This statement directly connects him to Daniel's prophecy and asserts his divine authority. It was this very claim that led the Jewish leaders to accuse him of blasphemy, ultimately leading to his crucifixion. In conclusion, Jesus' use of the title Son of Man is rich with theological significance. It encapsulates his humanity, his suffering, his messianic identity, and his divine authority. By calling himself the Son of Man, Jesus aligns himself with Old Testament prophecy, challenges contemporary expectations of Messiah, and reveals his role in God's redemptive plan. This title remains central to understanding who Jesus is and the purpose of his mission on earth. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Together, we can spread the word of God to the whole world.